Dick and Boonies podcast. Richard, come together again. We're all about the laughter and the tasty gems. We would like to invite you in the silly minds we live in. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
3, 4.
Whoa, white Betty, bam-a-lam. Whoa, white Betty, bam-a-lam.
With a rubber dude in hand.
Bam-a-lam, we're gonna get so high. Bam-a-lam, whoa, white Betty, bam-a-lam. Hey, y'all.
Welcome to another episode of the Dick and Boonies podcast. I don't know if it's cut to her frame yet. To her, is that even the, I don't even know if that's the right words.
She's like, cut to my frame?
Yeah.
Okay.
What you talking about, Willis?
This is my Mamaw from the same grandma. This is my grandma, Mamaw. Hi, welcome to the show, Mamaw.
Welcome to the show, Mamaw.
The Dick and Boonies podcast finally has Mamaw on the show.
Right.
I'm so excited.
This is a big night.
This is a big deal.
This is a big deal.
You got your glass of Chardonnay,
I do.
Short.
and you're prepared to bear all, right? Not like take your shirt off. Right?
No. No, I won't do that. I have my limits.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it though.
So I guess the first thing we'd like to do is just to get you comfy, cozy. I know you have that phallic-looking instrument right up on your face, but it's necessary because we got to capture the audio. I do apologize for the inconvenience.
And the chair is not electric.
Okay.
It's not hooked up to any
I
batteries.
feel like you need a booster seat.
Oh, I'm tall enough. I've got my tall hair on, and I'm tall enough.
There you go.
But,
Oh, are you wearing a wig?
yeah, it's my hair. It makes me taller.
How many inches? Half?
Guys are
Inch
always
and a
wanting
half.
to know how many inches. Why is that?
Why are we
We're
so worried
wired.
about
It never changes.
No.
It's always the same.
It's the motion in the ocean, bro.
Yeah, something like that. But truly, I've never had anything this
Big in your face before?
no.
Okay. That's a good place to start.
Coming from we're right on. We're right on track.
Right on track. We only have an hour and a half left of this. And I'm wondering, can you see her face in the picture?
You gotta bring the microphone down.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
All right, let's do that.
Oh.
Yeah, do it like that. It'll be a lot better.
Don't worry. Just if you need to bump into it, it's fine.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Oh, why does it always have to go there?
Just lots of whoa-who's.
Well,
So, Mama, tell us a little bit about your upbringing. Where were you born? To whom were you born? Let's start there, and we'll work our way through.
well, I started out in southern Indiana. I'm a Hoosier.
Hoosier.
Gary?
No.
I don't know geology.
I was born in obviously
Do you know what I mean?
geology.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Do you know what I mean?
Genealogy?
Genealogy.
I don't know geography.
I don't know geography.
Well,
All I
actually,
know is Gary, Indiana. Where's southern Indiana?
Oh, you are actually talking about geography.
Yes.
he was.
Is it in the south of Indiana?
Yes.
Okay, good.
It's Bedford. It's called Bedford.
There we go.
And
Were you born in a hospital or a...
actually, my mother and father told me that I was one of the first babies born in the new hospital in Bedford, Indiana. They had all the babies lined up, new babies, and generally in those days they kept the mothers like 2 weeks. But what happened was one of the babies in one of the rows, a rat came in and bit off its fingers. So
Oh, shit.
this is a true story.
Hold on a second.
Well,
I was not expecting any of this to happen right out the gate.
Yeah.
well,
Please.
didn't I ever tell you
What
about
did you...
that?
No.
Oh, I thought I told you
So
everything.
you said all the babies are in a line.
Well,
that trips me out. But
well, in hospitals, you know,
Oh,
the baby.
oh.
Yeah, they're all
Okay. Yes,
lined up
yes.
in their little,
Yes.
you know.
I don't know why I went to a weird place.
And-
but I had all the babies lined up. But
Bring in the rats.
Apparently, that really happened.
so next to you, a baby's fingers got chewed
Well-
up by a rat?
I don't know if it was the very next one, but close by.
That's
Out of 11 or whatever, I mean,
My father apparently was upset about that,
yeah.
and took me home.
That's unbelievable.
And back in those days, you're supposed to stay. I guess the mother was supposed to stay 2 weeks, but they took mother and me home sooner because, fortunately,
Yeah, they didn't want the rats
I still
eating.
have my fingers.
Yeah.
Thank God.
You have great hands.
Yeah, I know, and I have 10 fingers and
Yeah, they haven't been ravaged by.
no rats. But
No, I
that
meant,
is truly though.
arthritis.
I have never.
You don't have it. Your hands look great. They don't look like Keith Richards' hands.
oh yeah, with the
Yeah.
this.
Well,
But on every
this
finger.
on every, but then like a little twist. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
oh, poor Keith Richards.
Yeah. Did you?
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah, he's high.
He's fine.
Yeah.
Well, he looks really bad.
He's preserved.
Well, he's preserved. That's funny. Anyway,
So yeah,
that's a true story,
you escaped
and I
the
can't
rat.
believe I never told you that.
you probably have.
Yeah, you're right. I probably
And
did. But.
so, Mom, you've already raised your hand once. Does that mean you have something to say already?
oh, is Doo
No,
here?
that means I heard that story.
Oh,
Oh,
all right.
okay. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought I must have.
You know, that's my. I heard that story.
So
I
your
know I
hand's gonna
told
be
somebody.
Your hand's gonna be raised the whole time.
Right.
I heard that one. Thank you.
It's my. That's,
Cameron hasn't heard it. Come on.
that's true.
You never heard it. Did I ever tell you about that? No.
Remember I came at a time
Oh,
the little
okay.
baby was downstairs got
Oh.
his fingers ripped off by a goddamn rat.
See?
Gosh,
Chewed out.
No, see that's
Okay, so
why I'm
let's.
so
Anyway.
excited.
Okay, so we aren't even fucking near where we need to be.
Okay.
So you were born in Southern Gary, Indiana,
No.
and
Would you?
Bedford.
Your mother was born in Gary, Indiana.
that's why I care.
I wasn't.
Yes.
She was. Yes.
Okay, so you were born in Radford, Illinois.
Bedford.
Bedford,
Bedford.
Bedrock, Illinois.
Bedford.
Bedford, sorry.
Indiana.
Indiana. You guys lived in it. So, what was your upbringing like?
What's my upbringing?
Yeah, give us just a little taster, and we're gonna.
Was it the farm? Like what was it?
No, we lived in a regular house, you know. And
Did you live by any train tracks?
when we lived on Manor Avenue, but that was later.
Okay, we'll get
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. So
I heard about some train tracks. I'd like it if you would go there at some
well,
point.
eventually. No, it started out. My first memory is Williamsburg, Virginia,
Okay.
and I was 3. And
That's your first memory?
well, I wasn't quite 3, but almost. I have.
That's pretty amazing.
I don't.
All right, here's the thing about this, kids, and this is true.
Okay.
When you get very old, your memory gets really good from way back, but you can't remember where you put your.
Keys.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
That's the sad story.
It's not that sad though. I think that's awesome because
Well-
when you get old, you're like,
Yeah, well.
shit, I'm old, but you can remember all the young stuff.
Yeah, except.
That's
but,
sweet.
But sometimes you need your keys.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
know,
yeah.
so-
And then at that point, it's
At
like,
that
should you be
point-
using keys for anything?
yeah, I mean, yeah, right. Well, that's. That's your mother who is.
No, it's not. It's Taylor.
both. It's both. It's both. It's a combo pack.
Here's the
no,
thing.
but I just thought it
my
was.
child has been making fun of me for quite some
Hey, this
time.
is not
now.
about. That's not what this is.
Well,
This is genealogy.
no, Richard.
I know. No, Mama.
All right.
How do you remember when you were 2? That is insane.
I don't know why it just. I can remember something that somebody said.
Breastfeeding? Do you
That's
remember
pretty amazing.
Do you
No.
remember breastfeeding?
I don't. I don't
Okay.
remember that.
That's a shame.
Well, no, I'll tell you why. My father said Mother didn't want me. So, well, she wanted a boy. I was a girl.
Right.
And so she didn't want to feed me. Truly. Now, I've told you that too, Debbie. You know that.
God damn it.
I'm raising my
All right. Anyway,
So she didn't.
she really wasn't happy about me.
She wanted to murder you.
No.
That was
She was like, let the rats do their thing.
No.
Yeah. Let the rats get the titses.
No. No.
Oh, God.
Daddy told me that she was really disappointed that I wasn't a boy.
Right.
And she was not interested in feeding me. So I was bottle fed.
Who would have known how disappointed she would have really
You know,
later?
she was, no. You know who she really loved were my kids.
Right.
I swear to God. I mean, she was always a good mother. I don't mean that.
Right.
But she really, when she really got into that maternal thing, it was for my kids.
So what did they call your mother and father? Because these names are going to pop up a bunch at once.
Nanny and Pampaw.
So Nanny and Pampaw, that was your mother and father.
Yes.
And they do come up, they're going to come up quite a bit. I just wanted to give the listeners
So that they know who we're reference.
when Nanny
Yeah.
and Pampaw comes up. That's
Well,
what they are.
Gordon was named after Daddy, my daddy. And in fact, when he was born, my parents, of course, came out for Debbie's birth. Debbie was everything. Anyway, well, she was. I mean,
Yeah.
truly, she was everything to my parents.
Right.
And so when Gordon was born, she said to my daddy, "We named him after you." And he said, "You named him Pampaw?" Actually, no. She named him Gordon.
Right.
So, as you well
Didn't
know.
didn't Nanny have a bit of a who let me check the notes. God damn it.
Uncle Joe.
Uncle Joe.
My brother.
Yeah, when he was in first grade, he had a friend come to the door. Correct?
Well, here's the thing about Uncle Joe.
Right. So let's hear about. So Uncle Joe is your brother.
Uncle Joe's my brother. Oh, finally, Mother had a boy.
Yeah.
And after that, she was happy.
How many kids did
Just the three. Once my brother was born, then she was happy.
Right, what do you mean 3?
Well, my sister, me, and my brother.
And you're the oldest.
I'm the middle person.
The middle person.
My sister and me and my brother.
You have a sister?
Gor-
Who was her name?
Are you being serious?
I'm being serious.
Debbie.
I know. I didn't know he didn't know about Aunt Susu.
Oh,
All you had to say was Aunt Susu.
hold on a goddamn second. Okay, I apologize. Hold on a second. I thought Aunt Susu was your Aunt Susu.
No, Aunt Susu was my...
your Aunt Susu.
My
Yes.
name for it.
And right now, all the aunt and uncle talk is her aunt and uncles.
Yeah. This fucks me up. All these different people. This shit fucks me up. There is no way.
You don't know about my sister?
I do. Yes. She was musical and she was fabulous. I know all about Aunt Susu. So I'm sorry. Let's. What's up with Uncle Joe?
All right. My brother was born somewhere around the Second World War ending.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was named after my dad, Gordon. He was Gordon Irwin. That was my mother's maiden name. But their friends would call him G.I. Joe. That's what they did in those days.
Right.
So I grew up, my brother was Joe. I mean, that was the way it was until he met Lynn and got married way back, long afterward. Every time I hear those people call him Gordon, I have to laugh. But in any event, all right, he was always Joe
Yeah.
growing up. So when he was enrolled in school, when he was just a little guy,
Yeah.
he was enrolled as Gordon Macmillan because my mother. Anyway, a little girl came to the door
Right.
after my brother was enrolled in school, and she said, "Knock, knock, knock." And she said, "Can Gordon come out and play?" My mother said, "Oh, honey, he's working." I swear. This kid looked at her like, "What?"
So because
Gordon was my
Right,
dad.
right.
yeah.
Oh, honey, he's working. Anyway,
What's wrong with
That's odd.
What's wrong with Nanny? What happened there?
nothing's wrong with her. She was
Was
just
she being silly? Or was
No.
she, no, she really.
She legit thought the little kids.
well. I mean, we always knew my brother as Joe,
Right.
And then this child asked if Gordon could come out and play, and my mother just said no, he was at work. And mother was always a little. Honestly, my mother was really very bright, but she was always a little left of center. You know what I mean? Just
a little retarded.
smidge. Not retarded. No. Actually, she was really smart.
You can't say retarded.
Because she wasn't.
Right.
It wasn't like that.
And I was, and we didn't say. I didn't say it.
She was. I swear to God, my mother was incredibly bright. Well, she made really great grades in school. I was told she was just like a straight A student.
Right.
She just was.
Part of the genius was that she had this little cork.
Well, what's the exact?
Dingy.
A little bit, not well. You know what? I wish you'd known Nanny because you would have well, she would have adored you too. But oh, here comes your pussycat.
Okay.
This isn't Mickey or whatever his name.
I don't know where this cat came from.
There's a cat in here?
We found him in the fridge.
Benny?
Is a cat named Mickey
Is
somewhere?
it Benny? Is this your cat?
Yeah, that's my cat.
Oh, I was worried about. I
It's
thought for
Tycho.
sure that it
we
was
just
probably.
let the cats in.
That's like a stray.
That's Tycho.
No, I knew it wasn't. I was afraid though that.
He's big boy, huh? He goes in the refrigerator.
Well,
Did you know that?
no.
You didn't. No. Excuse me.
Mamaw, I came in one day and opened the fridge.
And there he was.
Yeah.
He had been in there a little
Just
bit.
staring at me.
I'm saving him for later.
So
No.
let's get to when you started having kids. At what age did you have your first child?
All right. Well, let's see. There was old George DeWar.
Old George DeWar, who is actually my biological grandfather.
You got it, Ace.
And I've met him twice.
Do you remember him at all?
I don't remember up until I was like 12. So you got this 2-year-old thing going on. I must have been beaten a lot as a child.
He came to see you kids, I think, let's see, when Anna was, I don't know, Anna was about 3 or 4, something like that. And I think he'd had a kind of a heart thing. And
Heart
he-
attack?
Well, yeah, he had to have one of those,
Stints.
yeah. And got to thinking, it was like, whoa.
He had a pacemaker?
I don't think he had a pacemaker.
He had a stent. Oh, sorry.
Anyway, he came out to see his grandchildren because it was like maybe at the time he thought this might be
It.
it, and so he did. He came out and saw the kids, and then
He's still alive, right?
yeah, as far as I know,
Because the only reason I even know what he looks like is because the pictures of that day I have seen. And so my memory of him is more wrapped in the picture. Like I don't think I have a real memory of who he was or what he looked like. I've seen that picture several times of us like with him, and I'm like, eh.
he looks just like George,
Yes.
my son George.
Your
I
son
swear to God.
So at what age did you
Oh,
have
here,
a
we're,
child?
We're going back to that again.
Yeah.
Okay.
So old George DeWar.
Yeah, fathered my firstborn child, which is your mother.
Oh. Excellent.
Yes, and
How old were you?
I was 16,
16.
and then
You could have been on a TV show.
yeah, but they didn't do that in those days.
Have you seen that? Teen Moms?
I've seen that, yes, but believe me, in
Yeah.
those days,
16 pregnant.
Yeah. So I'm assuming at that time
Ooh.
there was a bit of a stigma wrapped around a 16-year-old having
Huge.
a child. So what happened?
Well, my mother and father. Well, my daddy was wonderful. Honestly, my father was wonderful, but and that's why he adored Debbie, and
Right. It's kind of like
He was on board the whole time.
It's kind of like his.
he adored her. I swear to God, from the day that she was born. In fact, when she was born, weirdest things back in the day. They didn't let anyone but like the father come up to see a new baby. You know, that's the way it was. I mean, they just didn't. And they even had to have a little card, a little pass. But my father was going to get up there to see Debbie no matter what. So he made old George to work, give him his little card, and he pretended like
He was the.
so embarrassed. Oh my God, can you imagine? Well, can you imagine? all of a sudden, my dad comes up like he's the father. I mean, I was mortified. But
Right.
anyway, he was going to get it.
He's going to see the baby.
He was going to see her no matter what.
It's something that my dad would do.
Yeah.
It's very
Yes,
Chuck-esque.
very
Doesn't give a
Chuck-esque.
shit.
I swear to
He's
God. And
Give me that pass.
you know,
Motherfucker.
in fact, when we brought her home, of course, we had to go to my parents' house.
Right.
Actually, we got married. George and I got married. You had to get your parents' permission.
You got married at 16?
Yes, because you had to. And well,
Yeah, you had a baby.
No, but
What were you doing when you were pregnant? How were you... If that was-
waddling around.
No, but I mean, were you in public?
Well, what? My parents didn't hide me away or anything.
I just felt like, you know, in that time, weren't people like, oh my God, there's
Yes.
Betty, 16.
Yes.
pregnant.
Oh, God. What will Mary Bergen say? That's all I heard. My mother. The next door neighbors were
Good
the
old
Bergens.
Mary Bergen.
Mary Bergen. I hate that woman. I swear. I'm not kidding you.
Mary Bergen.
Well,
The shitty neighbor next door.
well,
Bitch.
as I got larger, you know, I was obviously,
Yeah.
they were friends, next door neighbors, the Bergens.
Oh.
But she'd look out her window. I could see the drapes, you know, and she'd look out when I'd get out of the car waddling along, you know, that was just, it was just so unheard of in those days. Believe me. But anyway, Daddy didn't care because it was my mother. Oh, she was just disgraced.
Yeah.
Just disgraced. That was my mother.
Right.
She had to take it from all of her social. They all judged her and judged you and whatever.
This was a little Munster, Indiana. What can I tell you? It's a little town, and you know, it was just the way it was in those days. But in any event, I had my best friend. Of course, I'd grown up with the same kids,
Right.
but my best friend Fran, my beloved friend Fran, she was real popular too. So, but she stood by me no matter what. I swear to God, she was there. And of course, when we brought the baby home, my sister, Aunt Susu, I didn't even get to carry the baby up to my bedroom because she was there at the car, grabbed her out of my hands, and up she went. By the time I managed to get up there, because I had stitches up the wazoo, by the time I got up there, Sue already had her undone. She was changing her diaper and all this stuff. It was sort of out of my hands. Plus, I didn't get to have her in my bedroom.
Oh, she couldn't stay with you in the bassinet.
No, my parents didn't allow that.
So what did you have to do?
Lay there with my husband, listening to the next room where I hear this baby cry, and then, she said, oh, mother, baby, what you doing? Mother going downstairs to get the bottle and fed her and
So
everything.
sister got the baby in her
No,
room.
mother.
Mother got the baby in her room.
Sister brought her up.
I didn't even get to name her. I wanted to name her Deanna. And of course, the last name was DeWar. So she would have been Deanna DeWar. And my mother said, Deanna DeWar, that sounds like the end of the war. so
Kind of legit.
Yeah, that's
Kind of legit.
so anyway, I didn't get to name her.
I mean, you're talking about 10 years post World War II.
I don't care. It was my baby.
6 million Jews.
Anyway, I didn't get to name her Deanna, but your mother should have been Deanna.
Right.
That would have been her name. But they settled on Debbie or Deborah and Sue after my sister. So she's Deborah Sue.
Oh,
But I didn't get to have her in my room or anything.
You know what? Before
And
we
I wasn't allowed to pick her up.
Right. So you didn't breastfeed? No?
No.
What was that? Why?
I told you I wasn't even allowed to pick her up.
I know, but maybe they could have out of your...
I didn't even want to do.
Right, okay. All right, well, can we just backtrack real quick to one little story? I do remember, I can't remember it all, but I do remember you telling me a bit of a story about Pampaw being at a amusement park, and he was going to go on a roller coaster.
Ooh, well, now that's way before. That was
Right.
before my time.
And I want you to tell that story real quick so you can refresh my memory, number one. And this whole story is so sort of crucial
It's
to.
really it's not that long a story. Daddy just told me that he was at an amusement park when he was a teenager.
Right.
Standing in a line, and waiting, and it was almost time to get onto the roller coaster. And they put the thing down and said, no, this is as far as,
This is
he
the
was last person. And away it went. It went off the track and they were killed.
Oh, shit.
Now, that's another true story. But Daddy just was saved because they said, nope, that's everybody. And then,
Because of
yes.
protocol. Yeah, wow.
Well, that was the.
He was the next person.
He
in
was the
line.
next person in line. They said, no, that was the cutoff. And the thing rolled away. And the next thing you know, it went.
Just
Remember, this was way back in what, 1920s or
See,
30s?
that's where
or-
I'm at. There were roller coasters?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, yeah.
wait a goddamn second.
Oh, of course.
Smelling something fishy now.
Look it up. There were roller
Look it up,
coasters.
fuckface.
Hey,
Let's see. Hold on, Mammy.
let's see. Daddy it would have had to been like, he was born in like 1915 maybe.
Oh,
So 15, 25, it would have had to been like around 1930 or 31 or 32, somewhere around there.
I apologize.
There were roller coasters, weren't there?
Oh my god. The first roller coaster was called Switchback Railway on June 16th, 1884.
Oh,
Well-
shit. They've been around then.
Well, that was before my dad's time.
Right.
They've been around, but obviously they're still figuring out the kinks.
Yes.
Did
yes.
the whole, did
apparently.
he tell you, did the whole thing go off or just his cart?
He never went into any detail. He just told me that, of course, it went off and these people were killed.
Yeah.
And
You
was.
would have never been born. My mom would have never been born. I would have never been born. Charlie would have never been born.
I know our Charlie. Can you imagine?
Oh, Ben would have never been born.
There was a whole bunch of people I didn't name.
Hey,
Ben's like, you named everyone.
I'm in the room.
Gordon.
isn't it incredible when you stop to think about it? Like,
That is
all right.
wild.
If I hadn't met old George DeWar,
Yeah, who just.
Got her pregnant at 15, by the way.
Yeah.
no, I was 16.
Which means you were doing.
Well-
you were doing things. When was the first?
When was the baby born?
Now that we're not going into.
Mamaw?
No.
When was the first time? How old
No.
were you?
Not.
10?
Are you serious? Come on.
I don't know. You're leaving all this imagination out there. now.
Old George DeWar, and
You're
it
leaving a
was
lot of imagination out there right
16.
Yeah.
now. Was the first time you had
Straighten it out because you don't want this group fucking getting their imagination rolling.
You were 16 the first time you had sexual intercourse.
Let's see. I met him. I guess I was just 15.
He was your first partner?
Yeah.
Old George DeWar?
Old George DeWar.
Should we call him? I got him on speed dial.
I don't know. I'm not sure
He's
Debbie, all right. Debbie is in touch with George DeWar's son
Oh yeah.
from his second marriage.
Is he senile?
So I don't know. Is he, Debbie, do you know?
Well, let's call him up. I'm kidding.
Please, no.
No, I'm kidding.
No, but I don't. Debbie, she might know. I don't know.
I was kidding.
I don't know.
Okay, so
He's got to be 83.
okay, so let's fast track just a touch.
Okay.
And so you had my mom at
I did.
16 years old. It was kind of a stigmatized type situation. You weren't really able to raise her the way that you wanted to from infants,
No.
right? Because your parents sort of stepped in and took
Yes.
control of that situation. But that didn't stop you, right?
No.
Did you have any other kids?
Yeah. Well, George was born a year and 6 days later.
While they were taking care of the baby,
Jumped
you and
right
old
back on
George
that.
DeWar were
George DeWar was a fucking
Old George.
stud.
Yeah, he was.
Was he?
Yeah. Well, I was a child. What did I know? But
Yeah.
I guess I liked him. Okay.
How'd your first?
I don't know if did we touch this age difference?
Oh, he was only like 10 months
Oh, okay.
older
Same
than
age.
me. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
What was your first date like?
Oh, God. Debbie, did you tell him this story or
Yeah.
did I? Okay.
No.
All right.
No one has
First
told me
date,
anything.
old George DeWar. I swear to God, bless his heart.
His malfunctioning heart now.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's got a
He's
stint.
still alive though. But
Oh, yeah.
all right. The first
Cold-blooded, though.
he was a klutz.
Right. Okay.
The bottom line is, old George DeWar was a klutz, as is his son, young George DeWar, who's
Yeah.
also a klutz.
Yeah, he's
but
missing,
anyway,
missing fingers and all sorts of stuff.
yeah, my son did. But he's very bright, but they just tend to be. But
Right.
the first date.
Old George.
Well, my parents had like people visiting, so there were people in the living room and stuff. And he went ding dong and came to get me and opened the door and he came in. He was like, hello. I can still see him. Hello. He was just really personable. We're going to leave now. We have kind of a little front porch.
Right.
And he's backing out going, goodbye. Nice to meet you. Bye. And the next thing I know.
He backed into.
Oh, no, he's all flat on his back. I swear to God, it was a step down. I mean,
Nice.
And he was like, goodbye. Okay, that was the first thing. All right, then later, after the date, this is when I should have known and got out of there.
Right.
But,
Oh shit!
but I didn't. Anyway, we were at Bob's Big Boy or this.
Yeah.
All right, so when I remember these things, okay, he's trying so hard to impress me. I swear to, he's already fallen flat on his back.
Yeah, he's already
so
negative
he's-
yards.
Yeah.
I just picture, and hold on,
Yeah.
you know that scene in Home Alone where he walks, where the
Little Neros.
fucking crap.
Oh, when they're going down the thing.
No, when we're walking up and he goes, and he lands on his back.
Ding ding. Yeah.
What's the fucking actor's name?
Joe Pesci.
Yeah. Sorry, Mamaw, go ahead.
I just
The fans love that shit when I say shit like that, so we gotta keep it. Keep doing. Sorry.
let's
go.
see, where was I ever? Back to Bob's Big Boy.
Yeah.
Okay, we're sitting in the booth,
Yeah.
and he ordered a piece of pecan pie.
Okay.
I swear, guys, this is true.
I believe it.
He's trying so hard to look cool.
Yeah.
Be really cool, because I was cute.
I know.
I mean, I was really hot, and,
Yeah.
so he was trying really hard to impress me. And he's looking at me smiling, and he takes his fork to get a piece of pecan pie. But he had the fork too close to the edge of the plate.
Yeah.
Thing went up and splat. There he's sitting there with pecan pie. I swear it's true. I swear as God is my witness. He's sitting there with this glop of pecan pie.
Poor guy.
And
But he still just slays.
It's like, I mean, wouldn't you have thought at that point I would have said bye-bye?
I think.
Oh, but you sympathize. You thought that was the cutest thing ever. He was trying.
No, I didn't.
No.
No, I remember
So
thinking,
cold.
oh, good Lord.
This guy ain't smooth.
But
Okay, so
he persevered. That's all I can
He
tell
did.
you. This man,
how many kids did he give you?
well, just the 3, but
Okay.
I kept on having more. I had lots more than that.
So you had
Debbie George. Oh, first I got divorced.
first you got divorced.
We had-
After Debbie and
George. Yes. We got divorced.
Oh, you and old,
Old George DeWar.
but he gave you another
Well,
a
here's
little
the
treat
problem.
for the little parting,
Farewell?
little parting gift.
He got really testy after a while.
Right.
I mean, really.
You can be a handful.
I guess.
Yeah.
But anyway, he got testy. And,
He wanted out.
yeah, I wanted out.
Oh, you wanted out, right? I think it was mutual.
But we...
we need to get George DeWar here next
Here's
week.
Should we call him George? Let's call him old George.
Yeah, we need George here.
When we
We're only
decided to
getting
get
Mamaw
married
side.
again,
Oh, you got remarried?
yeah,
Oh yeah.
but he had to get his mother's signature because we were still too young. We had 2 kids.
Oh my god.
I swear to God.
Wow.
We had to get permission.
Again.
And so we did.
So you had Debbie, George, who was next?
David.
David.
And that was when my brother-in-law, Uncle Dickie.
Yeah.
See, Uncle Dickie had paid for the first divorce. He was a jeweler, my sister's husband.
Dickie the jeweler.
Yes. Dickie the
Dude,
jeweler.
perfect.
Yes. Oh, he had a Griffith Jewelers. And anyway, he gave me lots of good stuff, too. But I always lost it. He gave me a lot of nice jewelry. Oh, here's the deal.
If you whisper.
All right. My brother-in-law was a jeweler. My sister's husband was a jeweler, Uncle Dickie. And so George and I were going to prom. This is another true story, swear to God.
Okay.
We're going to prom. And
Two kids down, going to prom already.
We're going to prom.
You've already done it all.
Oh, we've already, yeah.
Yeah.
But we're going to prom.
Were you remarried yet for prom?
We were still married at that point. It was before we divorced.
Okay.
Anyway,
Shit's
we're going
wild.
to prom.
This is wild, dude.
And Uncle Dickie, my brother-in-law,
The jeweler.
yeah,
Dickie the jeweler.
We were at the store, and he had this diamond tiara, diamond, not
Cubic.
Zirconium.
diamonds. And I put it on because I used to love to go in the vault. He had a great big vault, and I loved to go in there and get really neat stuff and play with it. Anyway, I found this tiara. It was like, this thing was insured though. I wanted to wear it, and my sister's going, honey, you can't wear this because this is real. And I want to because I usually got what I wanted.
Right.
And so Uncle Dickie said, it's all right. It's insured. It's okay. But just don't tell anybody that it's real. And who would have believed it anyway? A teenager.
Right.
I went to prom with a diamond tiara.
5 pounds of diamonds on your head.
How much do you think it was worth?
Oh, I don't know.
25,000.
Oh, honey, it was a diamond tiara.
Oh, I'm way off.
God
Well,
knows.
25,000 then,
Yeah. Like 250,000.
All I know was it was real.
you had a car on your head.
I did. I
Yeah.
had a car on my head.
Wow.
Nice.
And
But everyone's like, oh, look at her.
it's
cute
so
little
funny
thing.
though, because can you imagine because Dick said, now you can't tell anybody, it's real. And I'm thinking, yeah, right. So I say, all my little friends, I've got a real diamonds on my head. Yeah, and they go, oh, yeah.
Yeah, bullshit.
Who would have believed
There's
that?
old Betty Patterson.
Yeah, well, no, I wasn't Patterson
Yeah, I'm
yet.
sorry, Betty Dore.
I was still newborn.
Okay, so you got married, 2 kids,
Divorced. Oh, Uncle
had
Dickie
Dave.
paid for it.
Okay, and then you had David.
Got married again because we had to have the
Yeah.
Permission slip.
permission slip.
Yep.
Got married again. Had David. Uncle Dickie bought the house for us.
Uncle Dickie was the shit, yo.
Uncle Dickie was dope. I wish I had an Uncle Dickie.
Uncle Dickie was incredible.
Dickie the jeweler.
Dickie the
Yeah.
jeweler.
He was wonderful.
Anything you need, I got it.
Anyway,
Someone killed, we'll fucking kill.
but then I wanted to get divorced again.
Right.
And he says to me, I'll never forget.
Dickie's like,
he
God
said,
damn.
I did. Yeah. He said, all right, next time, this is exactly what he said
This
to
one's
me.
on you.
Next time you want to get divorced, I'm just going to send you kids on a vacation.
Oh, shit.
I swear.
Okay.
That's what
a
he said.
dick.
You're like, so should I get divorced?
Yeah. He said, if you want to get divorced again, I'm just going to send you on a
I'm
vacation.
going to go to Maui.
But anyway. got-
Wowie!
So then back home to Mother and Daddy. And then, of course, I got a job because I forgot to tell you when I was...
You did all this shit before
when
you
I
were
was
old enough
a-
for a job, so now you got a job.
Fran and I, my best friend and I, when we between freshman and sophomore year, we didn't have anything better to do, so we decided to go to summer school because, what else? Because everybody was saying if you take health and safety, it's really simple if you go to summer school, but it's not if you do it regular year. So we took shorthand and typing and took health and safety, and that's what we did that year. Well, then, of course, the time came where I wanted to go to work. I was a whiz.
You were with an extra H on there. Right?
Hey,
Whimsical.
anyway, well, I got a job as a legal secretary.
Okay.
And in Griffith, and I met Tom Patterson.
Tom Patterson.
Dun, 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 dun.
This guy was a real piece of shit.
We're talking.
You picked a doozy on that one. I've heard nothing but real bad things about this man.
He had
You
an
know George DeWar.
He had an airplane.
So fuck it.
Hey, that'll.
You'll take the abuse. He's got an airplane. You know? Right?
Whoa! And his own private airstrip in Griffith.
Nice.
Oh man, he'd fly over my house and tip his wings, and hey man,
He'd be like, hey, Betty.
that was heavy duty
Get
in
on
those
the
days.
He wasn't falling backwards on the steps.
He was like, oh, very, very.
He was
I like
dipping
that.
his wings.
Yeah, so he was a total. He was a potent potable.
Well,
That's if you know that reference, potent potable. So a totally polar opposite of old George DeWar was this knight in shining armor.
and I
named-
married him 5 weeks after I met him.
Right. So hold on. So you got two divorces, 3 kids. You met old fucking piece
Yes.
of shit, Tom Patterson.
Yes.
And then what? So then what happened? You didn't have any more kids though, right? I mean, 3 was enough.
Well, at that stage, but we got married 5 weeks after.
You met him.
Right. But you guys didn't have any kids, right?
Well, yeah, there's Scott.
Oh, yeah. There's Scott. Who else?
You forget Scott.
No, who else? You did. What I'm trying to say is you kept the fucking a lot. You kept having a lot of babies. Tons of babies.
My brother-in-law,
Getting
Uncle
after it.
Dickie, called me Betty Baby Maker.
Right. So you had Jeff.
Uncle Dickie had his fucking work. cut
Jeff
out
was
for
my
him.
stepson.
Oh yeah. But you had Jeff.
I didn't have him.
He was a part. Jeff.
I married Tom, who had Jeff and Tommy.
Right.
Already prior.
So I had David, Debbie, George. He had Jeff and Tommy, and then we had Scott.
Okay. And
Well, at that point, there was just the 6 of them. I had 6,
oh right. Okay. So
5. I had 6 under 6, and 5 were boys.
how did you manage that? Did you ever have any nannies or any stuff like that?
Yep.
All right. Just a yep. Next question.
How did you manage that? You have nannies? Yep.
Was there anything?
We ended up in Arizona because, well, it gets really complicated. But we
Yeah,
ended
we don't
up
have
in,
to go into all
yeah,
that.
we ended up in Arizona, and I wanted to go to work.
Yeah.
Who wants to stay home with 6 kids?
Yep.
All right.
You know.
Yup.
Jeez.
And so
Don't worry,
That's for
nobody's
the-
listening.
That's for the
Right.
birds.
Yeah.
Remember I told you this is not live, which means
Okay.
nothing.
Okay. Well, anyway,
It will be broadcast to everywhere.
anyway,
Yeah.
we settled down at 8601 East Thomas
Oh.
in a what was those? Debbie, what was that boy you went with? The Metzger boy. His mother.
Hallcraft?
Yeah, that was
Oh,
it.
okay.
Hallcraft.
You know what I never noticed before? You put your H's on every WH word. Did you know? You say what?
Oh, I didn't know that.
You said whip?
No.
Cool whip.
Cool Whip.
God damn it. What, Cool Whip? No H on there, huh? Just to show me up.
That right there was the classic. That's
Richard, I pointed that house out many times.
86.
still there?
8601 East Thomas. Yeah.
Which is not far from here.
yeah.
No, it's not.
Right in the hood.
Hey, let's face it. We all ended up in the same gloppy area.
Yeah.
Which,
Coffee.
well, I'm glad. I love this. I love this whole area anyway. So,
So you ended up here with Tom Patterson.
Yeah.
And 6
Yeah,
kids, and you had
yeah.
some. Wasn't there some interesting live-in
oh, the
type
maids. All right. Well,
maids or
all right.
nannies? Are they the same thing?
Well, what did we? I don't know what I called them. I used to kind of call them.
The help.
No, living. I call them living babysitters,
know.
but they also were supposed to like
Do dishes and-
do dishes and do the laundry and stuff like that. And so they did, but they came and went.
I'll bet.
Because
6 fucking kids.
Yeah.
Well, here's
they're like,
the-
we're done.
let me
I'm
tell
done
you,
here.
here's the thing about that. I swear to God, because I wanted to work. I was working for lawyers.
You
and
were
so-
fucking-
Yeah, I was working.
We know all about you were just typing away.
We'd put like ads in the paper and stuff, and people would call me, and they would interview me. I'm not kidding you. Like, how many children do you have? Do you have a washer and a dryer? Do you have what kind of a vacuum do you have?
Had it in a Hoover, right?
But I'll tell you what. Here's what really
There's only
caused
two
the problem.
different- Yeah.
When they'd say, "How many children do you have?" That was the
And
hung up. I swear to
It's
God,
tough
I can't
finding
tell
some
you.
people, yeah.
I'd say, well, there's 6. Well, plunk. Okay, but I still would get some. Boy, do you get some? Whoa! But hey, beggars can't be choosers. So.
did you hear something else?
Yeah. Sure did.
Okay.
Hey,
Right, I know.
yeah.
Don't worry about it.
you try to hire a live-in.
Did you have any weirdos?
Ooh.
Like Gertrude? Girdle Gretchen?
Yeah, you're talking about Gravel Gertie. I know you're right. Yeah. I've told you about Gravel Gertie, but she came along way later. All right, Gravel Gertie. Have you ever watched the? Have you ever?
Sorry.
No, the Dick Tracy cartoons. You kids are probably don't know anything about that
Seen them,
Not
because.
the cartoons, just.
All right. Well, not cartoons actually. Funnies.
baby.
No, funnies like in the newspapers.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Comics.
there was a Dick Tracy
Comic.
comics. And Gravel Gertie was in there, and Dick Tracy, and Gravel Gertie's husband, and
Flat top and mumbles.
wrong one.
He was little Abner.
Oh, Gravel Gertie was little Abner. Okay, erase that. Erase
I'm
that.
not
Erased.
Erase that.
I don't
Okay.
understand anything.
All right. It was all right. It was little Abner cartoons, not cartoons. Debbie.
The funnies.
Funnies, comics. All right. Yeah, funnies in the paper. Okay. Anyway, Gravel Gertie was in there, and what was the husband? I don't even remember. But anyway, Gravel Gertie was a gross person with long, stringy gray hair and stuff. Anyway, I called her Gravel Gertie because she reminded me of that person in that comic strip. Anyway.
Oh, the name. Okay, I actually thought her
Right.
name was Gravel Gertie.
No, it was Trudy.
You got it. You got.
No. Actually, I don't even know what her name really was.
Trudy.
Trudy? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
Which is,
I
right
put the ad in the paper.
You gotta talk into the
All
microphone.
right, I put the ad in the paper. The person, and believe me, I'm
You gotta talk into
desperate.
the microphone.
You know, she tells me where to pick her up. I said, I'll take you. You know, because man, I'll take anybody. You know, so I said, I gotta get to work on Monday. You know what I mean? I got all these kids, and you know, so.
Gravel, get your ass over here.
Yeah, no, she gives me an address. I swear.
Gravel Gertie asked you to come pick her up.
Well, yeah, that's the lady that's called. And
You gotta talk into the microphone.
All right.
I love you.
All right, I know. Okay, so anyway, she gives the address. I got to pick her up. I've not met her yet. We've just only talked on the
What
phone.
did she sound like?
Gravel Gertie.
Gravel Gertie.
Yeah.
She's like,
She-
I'll take
yeah.
you fucking
Hey,
kid.
I told you. She gives me an address. It was in Sunny Slope. Now, you kids don't know anything about Sunny Slope.
Well, Sunny Slope used to be high end, right? Or was it always
No.
shit? Slopers were
bad,
always,
bad.
Slopers were dopers.
Bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
But hey, like I said, I was desperate. So I go to pick her up. I've got this address. I'm driving along. Tom didn't go with me. He didn't want any part of this.
Yeah, fuck Tom.
Okay. So anyway, I find this address. Oh, kids. Oh, my God. You'd have had to been there. I swear.
Paint the picture.
There's
Emma.
these. All right. Here's a rickety old fence. Okay.
I'm seeing it.
All right.
Yeah.
And now,
Close your eyes, Cam.
here's a shack here on the right.
Okay.
And another shack on the left.
I just picture Shaquille
All right,
O'Neal.
there's these two
Two shacks.
right,
Shaq there.
two shacks. There's two shacks.
Basketball on the waist, too.
Okay, we gotta backtrack.
Oh.
So a shack like is in a shitty little house.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the rackety old fence and this shack and chickens. There's chickens. Chickens are going chick 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 chick. They're cluck cluck cluck. They're running around.
Yeah.
So I get out of the car and I'm looking. This one place, I'm looking to the right and looking bad. And then I look to the one on the left and that's looking bad. So I thought, all right, I'll pick the one that looks the least bad. I'm not kidding.
And hopefully Gravel's in there.
So I walk up, I knock, and I hear cluck, cluck, cluck. Chickens are flying everywhere. And then I hear this, Mrs. Patterson. And I look around, she's in the other house. she's in the one that was the worst one looking.
Oh, she was in the worst one.
Yeah, because I knocked on the door that looked the best, and that was where the chickens were. So I'm going, oh dear God, what do I do? Well, I have to be at work on Monday.
You gotta hire her.
I'm gonna leave my kids with a dog.
The bottom line is,
Gravel, dude.
man, I gotta have somebody. Yeah. So I go, okay, all right. So I said, all right, you're hired. Oh, God.
Your saving grace. I got my health card.
Oh yeah, she did. She said I got my health card. She's like long, stringly. Oh God, she was like drooling and it's awful. But she had her health card. I got my health card. I said, I'll take you. I took her. She's going to be a live-in, mind you. Okay.
Oh, she was stoked.
Yeah.
Who's going to take care of the chickens?
Her quality of life just,
Who's taking care of the chickens?
You give it shit.
Was she living with Shaquille O'Neal?
No.
Oh. Sorry.
Gravel's fucking dude in the next shanty over was going to take care of her.
I bring her home.
Right.
The old man's like, what the? He didn't care.
When did the nickname happen?
Well, the first day, everything seemed to be okay. She also had to cook and stuff. Well,
what did she cook?
Chicken.
Chicken.
She's like, I got a whole bunch of chicken. I got a good deal on chicken and like feet. Sorry.
Hot dogs.
I'm home one day. It's only like 2 days into this. And,
shit, you got
and
2
here's
days
this
in.
Egg
You're
carton.
like, all right,
I take out this egg carton. I look.
Wait, hold on. What?
Egg carton.
In
there
the
was
refrigerator?
an egg carton in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
I open up and there's little mushy things and like mushed potatoes and smushed peas and stuff. Little
like
mushy
owl
things.
pellets?
Yeah, little
Like
mushy
little-
things.
Like MREs?
And I asked her, what? And she goes, I was wondering if I could take that home to my husband.
But she saved
She
it in
saved all these mushed, like leftover potatoes and peas and smushed things.
As
She
little like portions in the egg
little
thing.
portions in the egg carton.
Dude.
And it's like at this point I'm thinking, oh my God. I kept her until finally,
She died.
no,
Oh.
she had to go. I mean,
Right.
What was the straw though? Because right off the bat, that was just fine.
actually, she was one of the better ones. I swear to God. She was one of the better ones. I am not kidding you. She is one of the better ones because I can't remember how we got rid of her, but we did. Oh, but
You gotta go, Gertie.
Fat Dolores. Oh my God, Fat Dolores. Oh, Fat Dolores.
Who's Fat Dolores? Huh?
10:30. Work hard.
Yes. She had a schedule like.
Who, Fat Dolores?
Yeah, and yeah.
She had a schedule, all right.
She had a
That's
schedule,
cool.
but it was like sleep, 10 to 10:30. She had to work hard, and then television programs. Oh, after that, there's like Andy
She
Griffith, and
scheduled
then
out
there's
her fucking
that was.
laziness.
But 10 to 10:30, it said work hard. That was my favorite. Okay, and also she.
Gravel Gertie.
Fat
Fat
Dolores.
Dolores, but Fat Dolores didn't bathe. This was a big problem.
Ooh,
She didn't bathe. I'm not kidding you.
You
And
get that under.
we had this dog.
Does she smell like pennies?
Well, her problem was when she'd cross her legs, my dog would leave.
She'd cross her legs.
She'd do this, and
Oh, just a quick waft would go out.
yeah, and the dog would get up, and walk away. And at that point, it was like, we got to do something about this.
Yeah, you gotta get fat Dolores out of here.
I
The
said-
dog's like, get this fucking chick out of
So
here.
I said to her one day, I thought, well, she was really a chubbo, and I thought, well, maybe it was a problem. Her bathroom, you'd have to step into the tub to get to the shower.
Right, you gotta
And-
talk into the microphone.
Anyway, in our bedroom, we had the bathroom with the shower you could just walk into. So I said to her one day, I said, Dolores,
Is this you doing an impression of you?
No, this is Dolores. Yeah, yes.
You're doing an impression of yourself.
Yes.
And you're making yourself
I'm
sound
telling
like a
her.
dick.
Well, I'm telling her. I'm trying to be nice.
Sorry, go. I just wanted to make sure I knew what was happening.
I said, Dolores, if it's a problem stepping into your tub, well, she was a big O. I said, but
What?
you're welcome. I said, you're welcome to use our shower. If you would like to. She'd been there 3 weeks and she
Oh, you
hadn't
were-
bathed, and it was
Right.
like, I mean, truly.
Dog moved out.
Yeah, we'd reached the point where something had to give. So she was so excited. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. And she went in and took her shower, and she came out all rosy cheeked and everything. Oh, she was in her little tight pedal pushers. Yeah, pedal pushers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was all cleaned up, and she was so excited, and I was like, thank God, thank God.
She still smelled.
No, she
Oh.
was fine.
Oh, okay.
2 weeks later, she hadn't done it again.
God damn it, fat Dolores.
She didn't do it again. It was like, all right. Oh my God.
I gotta tell her again. Now you have to tell her to fucking bathe
no,
properly.
something's come up. We're going to Mexico. We're going to Mexico. We're going to go to Mazatlan or whatever. And this time the old man decides we're going to drive. Generally, we would fly in his plane, but we're going to drive. All right.
Cheapskate.
I'm really worried about leaving the kids with this woman. So I called my friend Lorelei, and I said, look, we're going to be gone for like a week. So would you just come over and check on her?
Hold on a second.
That was an accident. I'm sorry. Done.
I said, check on her.
Oh, is that for Mexico?
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, he's just putting the music. He's putting us there, man.
Okay, yeah, right.
right
All right.
there.
You can't hear it.
Okay.
There was chickens in the background. You didn't know.
No. Yeah. Well, now we're going to Mexico. Lorelei's going to go over and check on
What a
them.
fucking old school name.
That's my friend Lorelei. She was
Right.
what nice friend. Anyway, I still was worried, so we came back early because it was like, I'm just worried,
Yeah.
We get back, Lorelei is there. Fat Dolores isn't. And I'm like, what happened? And she said, well, she said, Debbie called. Debbie knew how to dial because they had the board with the numbers, and said that Fat Dolores hadn't come back. She left. She left and didn't come back. And so she came over, and Lorelei said, Debbie said that this truck pulled in with a bunch of guys, and Fat Dolores climbed up with these guys, and they were going to drive off into the desert because we lived out in the desert at the time. So Lorelei was waiting, and she didn't come back. So I'm thinking, oh, thank you, God. Thank you, Lorelei. I appreciate it. And Lorelei leaves. A while later, Fat Dolores shows up. And I'll tell you what, I told her,
You said, listen, I've been wanting to say some shit to you for a little while now.
Go on, get Fat Dolores.
yeah.
Your pussy stank, Fat Dolores.
Yes, that's exactly it. We
Dude,
just,
the consistency of Fat Dolores is amazing.
so anyway, that was the end of her. She was gone. And then, of course, Mrs. Johnson. You know about Mrs. Johnson.
Oh, she sounds nice.
Well,
Let's hear about
Mrs. Johnson, I got through the Arizona,
Save the Children Act.
no, oh, no.
Republic classified.
Yes, thank you, Debbie.
Republic Classified.
Yes, the classified. I got her.
Classified.
Yeah.
She was an elderly woman, and
Her
she
name was actually ink on paper.
Yes.
So that's good.
But she was,
That's a
and
bump up.
she was
Yeah.
like a nice lady and an elderly lady, and we got her, and brought her home.
How old were the kids?
Well, they were all like 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, somewhere in there. Debbie would know.
Sounds bad.
They were all. Scott was like 2, and I don't know.
Yeah, nothing.
You know.
Easy work for an elderly lady.
Yeah. Except one day, she's been there a couple of weeks, and one day I got sick, and I came home early. Another true story. I come home early. It's hot. It was summertime, and my kids are all sitting on the. I come home and they're sitting on the curb. These little guys sitting there in the sweat. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Right.
I go up. The door is locked. She's sitting there. She's got the air down to 65. She's sitting there with her feet up, with the TV going, and she's got my kids locked out, sitting on the curb.
Mrs. Johnson gonna get
Mrs.
fucked
Johnson.
up.
Well, let me tell you how she ended up. We lived way the hell out. Believe me, we were at 19th Avenue and Bell Road.
Oh, you
at the
killed
time. No,
Oh, you?
no,
Are you admitting to a murder right now?
no.
She just never.
I just told
came
her.
Back.
No, I told her, get all your stuff, put them in your paper bags, like your luggage, her paper bag luggage.
Yep.
Get your fat ass out of my house.
Right.
And she's like, but how do I get back? How do I get to Phoenix? I don't care. Shut the door.
You're like, you don't even know. I'm gonna call up this woman. I know her name's Fat Dolores.
And I can only imagine. I mean, that was.
No, this was Mrs. Johnson.
I know. I thought you were gonna get Fat Dolores to come in and fucking wreck shop.
And gravel Gertie, dude. Could you imagine what they would do to Miss Johnson? Like, we watch these kids.
We love these
And we didn't even do that.
Sorry.
I imagine the conversation was a little more.
No, she just was gone, and I hoped that she died from sunstroke as she
Yeah, me too.
waddled down the road. I don't know.
So when the kids came in, it was 60 degrees. They were like, yes.
I'm not
to the
kidding you.
rescue.
That woman had my little children out there.
Yeah.
But my favorite, right? Because we're probably out of time, so I'll give you
Oh, no, we're
Not
good.
even- not even close.
No.
Helen. Helen Barnett. I finally get one. She answers my ad. I put another ad. She answers my ad, but she says she's staying in a storeroom behind a store down in Van Buren.
Okay. Yeah.
She's an older woman, and she seemed very nice. And I went and got her, picked her up. She had kind of luggage, and she had some, clothes and toiletries and stuff. And I took her home, and honestly, she was wonderful. The kids loved her. She was in her 60s, and honestly, she was wonderful. She was a great cook. The kids loved her. Now, on weekends, she said she had a friend that lived downtown. So Tom and I would take her, we'd drive her on Friday night and leave her off. She just wanted to be left on the corner. She had a friend, she said, and she would stay there, and then we'd pick her up Sunday night. And we had her for several weeks. When we'd pick her up, she always had stuff for the kids. I mean, she was really
She gave a
great.
shit.
Yeah, she was really great. The kids were great. So then we'd had her for quite some time, several weeks. When one weekend, I'd had some kind of pain in my side, and Tom took me to the emergency room, and it was on the weekend, and I was okay. He brings me back home, and all of a sudden he goes, wait, Helen, we got to go pick up Helen. We forgot about Helen. And so he goes downtown, and she's not on her corner like usual, and she hasn't called. So we go back home. It's like, oh my God, now her stuff is still there. She's got clothes and shoes and toiletries and stuff. She lived in. Mm-hmm. And so the next day, now we're getting worried. What the hell? A few days go by, and I get Lorelei came over to watch the kids, my friend. So we went to the police and said, because her stuff was there, and we told the police, this housekeeper that we've got, she's wonderful. We just, but she's disappeared.
I'm sure the police was like, was she wonderful?
You know what?
Could
They
you tell me
said
how-
they said if you're not related, there's nothing they can do. So it's like, oh my God.
It's kinda
So
weird.
it was very weird.
What happened?
Well, a few weeks later, on the front page of paper
Yeah.
is her face.
Her
She'd been picked up in California. She was Winnie Ruth Judd, a very famous murderess who had escaped from the institution in Phoenix. She had killed these people back in the 30s. She had left. They got her in California. She was working as a housekeeper where they picked her up. They got her.
Is that her right there?
Yeah, except she was older, Is that Winnie Ruth?
Yeah.
Okay, but she was older. She had her hair was white. When she was working for us, she had white. She was.
I didn't know until at that moment because I was going to ask you about her. So it's true.
It's true.
My mother was babysat by a murderer.
A murderess.
A murderess.
All of my children were.
Yeah, all your children. God
Except
damn
for
it.
Christy. Christy wasn't born yet, but
Kind of makes Fat, whatever her fuck name
Fat
was.
Rita.
Fat Rita
but
was
she was
a little bit better.
Yeah,
she was the best one I ever had. She was wonderful.
and so she had to scoot out of town.
Well, they took her back to the institution. Oh, well, when they got her in California, she had told me, like when she was working for me, I asked her, did she have any family or whatever?
Yeah.
And she had told me that she had no children.
Right.
And she said that she had a brother in California.
Right.
That was
was
the
the
extent of, her background. And as it turned out, Winnie Ruth Judd did have one brother in California. When she'd killed those people, she'd cut them up, put them in trunks, and sent them somewhere to California. And the way that they originally found these people was these trunks were like next to the train station where they'd been delivered, and somebody noticed that stuff was oozing out of these trunks, and these were her girlfriends and one guy. And this was a very famous person this is a murder that happened back in the 30s here in the Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah.
And she also had killed a guy. It turns out that these women were like,
Whores.
yeah, I think that's probably what they were doing.
Right.
Yeah.
But then she killed these people and then killed this guy who was a very well-known person, I guess, in Phoenix at the time with a lot of money. But anyway, that's...
I read that
It's like the Phoenix Charles Manson.
Yeah, I read that she escaped like 7 different times over a 40-year period.
That's what they say, yeah.
And one of the times she escaped for 6 years, and that was probably in this time frame where.
Well,
maybe she
it was shortly after she'd been with me that they got her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because...
Oh, she hadn't even been caught.
Yeah, no, she just, like I said, all of a sudden she wasn't there. We went to pick her up and she wasn't on her corner, and so then when we reported her missing, and the police said, well, there was nothing they could do because she wasn't a relative. I said, well, this woman worked for me, and they said,
That's crazy.
What it makes me instantly think of? Dewar not getting on that roller coaster.
Really? So you
that
never
was my
missed
daddy,
But I'm just saying,
Macmillan.
being that close.
to death.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Sorry for the name thing. Just being that close and it not happening.
And she was the best nanny you had.
She was.
Right.
She was. I swear to God, she was the sweetest person. She was really a good cook. Honestly, I mean, she made really good dinners. The kids loved her. Plus, whenever we would pick her up after she'd been, she was off on the weekends, we'd take her downtown and then pick her up on Sunday nights.
Right.
She always had something for them. It was like this is what worried us, though, when she disappeared, because she kept money in her purse. She didn't have like a bank account or anything. And so we were thinking, well, she probably was in a store or something and opened up her purse to buy something, and somebody saw she had money in her purse. So we thought that somebody had got her,
kidnapped her.
Yeah, and so that's truly what I thought had happened to her until.
Little did you know.
But I swear to God, though, if you could have seen the paper with the face.
Yeah, like when you found that out, what?
it's hard to explain, honestly,
can't.
You almost
because
don't feel like it's
I
real,
mean,
like-
like I really had cared about her. I mean, she was a really kind person. We'd had her for several weeks, and
Just when you think you know somebody.
she was
They go
so
murder
sweet.
3 people.
They turn in.
But it had been way back when, though. I mean,
Right.
it'd been years and years and years before. So,
What happened with the neighbor who I heard you had a neighbor that kept the dog kept pooping in your yard? Christy told me about that.
That was
Is this
when
true?
we lived on. Oh dear. All right, another story. Okay, this was. It was George's friend's father. He was a podiatrist, Doctor, whatever the hell. Shapiro, Dr. Shapiro. Okay, this is when we lived on Flower. Anyway, I really I kept my yard just so. I really was into my yard at the time.
Right.
And Dr. Shapiro lived on the street behind us on Cherryland. We were on Flower. And that SOB he had this giant poodle. It was one of those big poodles.
Yeah, purebred.
Best in
and-
show annoying big poodle.
Well, he
Taking
would
big.
he would walk
Pulse.
that poodle on a leash, and I'd look out my window, and they'd stop right there at my yard, and that poodle would take this poop, and that was a big poop because it was a big dog. And and he didn't take, how you're supposed to pick it up. He didn't do that. And away they would go with him. And
Titled.
I would just. Anyway, this went on for day after day after day, and I was getting more and more pissed. So finally I decided, okay, I've had it. So here's what I did. I got a big thing of saran wrap, went out there, I had my stake in the ground, I put the poop, I fastened it to the stake, and I put a sign, and I said, Mr. Shapiro. I wasn't giving him any doctor.
Right.
I went, Mr. Shapiro.
Yeah.
I think this belongs to you. And I had a big sign. And then I sat there and waited. And here he came to do with his dog. And he gets to my house and he's looking. He's got that look. He takes the thing out, and he walks away. I thought, okay, that took.
Nice.
Guess what he started to do?
He would take shits on your lawn from his own butthole.
No, the next day I see him. He's coming along on the other side of the street.
What a fuck.
And
it to the
his
neighbor.
dog is pooping on the people across the street. What was their name, Debbie? Remember you babysat
I'm
that?
trying to remember. I
yeah,
babysat them once.
Yeah, you did. You babysat that baby. Oh God. Well, anyway, it was the people that lived across the street, and now his dog is pooping
So
over
it's a
there.
thing he's.
He just decided, okay, then I'll take him over there. But at least her dog, the dog wasn't pooping in my yard.
Between what streets, north-south, were you on Flower?
Well, 5417 East Flower, so it's between 54th and 56th.
She lived on Adam Lieberman Street.
Yeah.
Adam Lieberman.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's where my kids grew up.
That's where I grew up.
Yeah, so
My folks live
yeah,
on.
we were just down
My folks live between 50th and 52nd, or they're 5301.
Well, we were 5417.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
we were
we're-
54 and then 56. So you were what? You were
5320.
5320.
Yeah.
So were you? That makes you where?
Catty
East
corner
of
from the
us or west of
McCrarys,
us?
If you know where the McCrarys live.
She doesn't.
okay.
And you guys were in the mall home area, and we were in the tract home area.
Oh, that.
And do we need to delete all that?
I don't
Why?
know.
Just giving out addresses?
Just giving that out. I don't know. I don't know why.
We're not.
No,
Well,
but that's
the
yeah, that's where
Calcanos-
I-
the
Everyone who listens
Calcanos
knows
I
where your
live-
walked
parents live anyway.
those streets I walked all growing up, so I know.
The Calcanos lived on to the right of us. Oh, and the kids the little kid that lived way down the street, he was like 2 years old, and he could break any lock. I mean, he was like any lock, and so in like 5 o'clock in the morning, you'd see this little kid out there in the street, down the street, and this kid could, and I remember I went and said to the mother one time, knock, knock, knock. I said, your child is out there. well, I know he can break any lock. And I went, okay.
Well, that's something to say.
What
Because
was
the kids breaking locks and the
Yeah.
dogs taking shits in the yard.
All right,
I
so,
swear.
So
Anyway.
what we got to do is we got to do this. We got to fast track.
All right.
Because we smoked through an hour, a little more.
Okay, well,
So
I'm 82 years old. What can I tell you?
I just say, no, I know. No, it's been beautiful.
How much can I smush into?
I know, you're right. So we're gonna go all the way. I want to just say that because this is gonna get us to I think the final sort of story, and then I have something in mind to do with you for the end of the episode. Anyways, so when I was addicted to heroin, I sort of slowly isolated myself from my family, lost my kids. My parents sort of took over that role. I wasn't really allowed here anymore. And had I not had you around, I would have been probably homeless on the street, and you took me in. And I say all that because we actually got really close. We'd always been a close family, but at that time when I was living with you, and I was still using and still out of my fucking mind and was lying, and I stole from you and all sorts of crazy shit. But then I did eventually get clean. And when I got clean, I lived with you for a little bit too before I could move back in here. And I'm not trying to like make you sad or like cry or whatever. What I'm trying to say is that we shared a moment where a lot of Mamaw's stories seem a little kind of crazy and almost unbelievable, but Mamaw had been complaining about this woman who lives upstairs for a while, and then I lived there, and I got to experience this person who lives above Mamaw. So I want you to just run us through this person and some of the things that she has done over the years. Oh, and what happened to the rose bushes? She's got a little rose bush out front. What happened, Mamaw?
You mean when I fell into them?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I fell into them. I got shredded, and
You were stuck there.
I was stuck there. I couldn't get up. God.
Shit.
Well, now we're going into embarrassing things.
I'm sorry. Okay. We'll erase that. We won't.
All right, so
Yes, you have a neighbor upstairs who still is tormenting you to this day.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, and you tell because I remember you telling me about her, and I was like, it's probably not a big deal. And then I had my experience with her. But who is this fucking lady?
Well, she's a crazy as a loon.
Right.
Well,
What was the first thing that sort of happened? Because didn't you guys were buddies for a second, right?
just for a second
Right.
until then. Well, her toilet
Right.
was dripping into.
This was recently.
Yeah. Well, no, it's been a few years now, 2 or 3. It was after. This is around when.
I let.
Yeah.
But we were go to the beginning. How did it start with her?
It started when the water was pouring into my bathroom, and
okay.
yeah, right. So anyway,
My bad.
it cost a lot of money, and Debbie would try to help me. She went and talked to this woman, and said, "Look, this is destroying my mother's bathroom and all this stuff." And anyway, I had to pay $500 to fix her toilet, which was destroying my bathroom. So that was how it all started. But then the thing with you happened. There was a lot of noise going on. And so she was screaming and yelling and carrying on. And so I was frantic with you. Obviously all I wanted was,
You're skipping a lot of things here.
well,
So here's what happened. So this fucking lady, right?
It's
First
just-
of all, the goddamn toilet is her fucking problem.
Yeah. Right.
It's leaking
Yeah.
down onto Mamaw's thing.
Right.
Mamaw pays to have her fucking toilet fixed.
Right. I've already got problems
Yeah.
with that one.
Right. So that's already fucking insane, right?
Right.
And so I'm hearing a lot of these stories, and I'm living there. And is she getting fucked a lot, or what was happening with her? She had a visitor that would come pound away a little bit, right?
well, you told me that you could hear
I just would
stuff
hear-
over your bedroom.
Just lots of movements in the middle of the
I
night.
remember
Music playing and all sorts of
You told me that it sounded like, I'll never forget, you said, it sounds like somebody had hid their stash and they were frantically trying to find it because they forgot where it was. That's what you told me. You said, Mamaw, that's what I'm hearing up there.
By a true person who's been there.
That's what he told me.
For
He said,
sure.
Mamaw, this is what I'm hearing up there. It's like somebody's going crazy up there.
Well,
One night, you're coming home. You've been out. You're coming home.
Yeah.
And you said she came up to you, and she
was from upstairs. It was pouring water.
Yes.
So she's got a balcony. So basically, the way that it's set up is Mamaw's house is here, and then there's like a little stairway that goes up to this woman's front door, and out that front door, she's got like a balcony. Well, this balcony was shooting water off the deck. And she's like sort of standing like this, and it's just like coming out from under her feet. And she's on the phone, and I'm like standing there. I'm clean at the time.
Yes, he was in good shape.
You had
at that,
gone through the.
Yes,
I was in good shape.
Yes,
I was getting
that
ready to
point.
move back into the house at the time, and she starts being like, "And fuck you,
Yes.
and you little motherfucker."
Yes,
Stuff like, and I had my back turned. Because I think I was either coming home or going. I was going.
You were coming home. You were
But
just.
I was faced the other way, because then I look up, and she's got her phone like this, and she's like, "Yeah, and fuck you." And I go, "Are you talking to me?" And she's like, "Yeah, you little motherfucker," and like all this, and drunk as shit.
Oh, yeah,
and I was like,
How
"What?"
old is this person?
She's my neighbor that lives upstairs, and she's crazy.
Just so I can put a picture. With
She's
you.
just.
She's like 60.
She's in her 60s, and she's bloated because she's real drunk all the time.
Listen,
so
if someone's fat, Mama's gonna let you know.
Yeah.
Fucking fat Gucci.
Not so much fat as bloated. I mean,
Right.
she's all bloated. That's what she
Right.
looks
She's
like.
red and
In
puffy.
fact, recently, because, George lives with me now, my son, George, his uncle. All right, he's been with me for a couple of years. Well, anyway, not long ago, she had been out walking her dog, apparently, and she was drunk and she fell. So she called George, George is a nice guy. He's just nice to everybody. And I've told him, please stay away from this horrible woman. Don't talk to her. But he goes, Mother, I can't. Anyway, she had taken this horrible fall and smashed her face in and broken her teeth and everything. Shit. And so she called George and said she needed to go to the hospital.
She got George's number?
I told you.
Maybe it was George who was up there.
No, it wasn't. No.
Making dents.
This was way before George came along.
I
you know that.
Yes.
No, he's just a nice guy. And
Yeah.
she, and anyway, she was all smashed up. I can't help but say I'm glad, but that's not very nice. But
You know who she's pals with? And I don't give a fuck.
yeah, the guy that used to, this is a true story too. The guy that at school,
John Bresnahan.
he's up there all the time.
Making dents.
He's the one.
He's the one.
Gross.
And he walks her dog. He walks her dog, and
Oh, yeah.
he's up there all the time.
He's always like,
Oh.
Richard? When
Yes.
I was there, Richard? I'd see him. I'd be like,
Brutal.
get out of here.
So that's true. He really, and he's still hanging around up there all the time.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
So,
He's making sure she's fork Tinder. Do you know what I mean?
but in the meantime, poor old Mamaw.
I know. And
have
she
to-
was an actual crazy
She
fucking
was.
bitch.
So, my kids are always saying, "Oh, you're exaggerating." I say, "Such is happening," or "This is happening." I think, "Oh, yeah, Mother, because Mother's old and she does." This is one time I have a witness.
Yes. I can concur. I can.
Yeah.
She's like, you can vouch for it.
I can
Yes,
vouch.
you can vouch for it.
She's like, see, I fucking told you.
Yes.
That
yes.
was, and I was like, you know what? This makes me kind of reevaluate all your story.
Yeah.
I'm like, is there some validity to this shit?
I tell
Because
you.
this lady was like, fuck, she didn't even know me.
Oh, I know.
I had been nothing but, I was quiet as a church mouse.
He had done nothing.
And she was like, fuck you, you little piece of shit. And I was like, are you talking to me? And
Yes.
I
Are you
was, I
talking to me?
believe, I don't remember, did I do anything?
No.
I just came in.
You just came in.
I was living that spiritual life at the time.
Well,
Your boy ain't living as spiritual these days.
you were in.
I'd have been like, listen, bitch. But
He was okay at that point.
so, Mama, one thing I noticed when we lived together is that your programming that you like to watch mainly consisted of old TV
Yes.
game shows.
Love it.
You fucking love that shit.
Because I'm good.
Every morning was just like fucking.
I'm good at it.
You are good at it.
Yeah.
And if you've seen them, if you've seen the same episode 100 times, you always know the answer, right?
Richard,
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
I know.
I'm good at it.
I believe you. So what we're gonna
She's
do?
just cracking off Jeopardy all day.
no, not Jeopardy. I was not good at password. Fantastic.
Oh.
Concentration. Match game.
Oh,
but,
okay, we're
and
talking-
concentration. Great.
And you would have fucked Richard Dawson, right?
Be still my heart. Oh,
You thought that was a wiener, didn't you?
I thought that was Richard.
oh my God. I can't tell you. I never had any interest in any famous people. To me, that was so, except Richard.
Richard Dawson had it.
And you know what? Good God. Every contestant on there would be like, and this is Julie.
right. Yeah, Richard Dawson was throwing down.
He would straight rape people on air.
No, he didn't.
He'd be
He
like,
ju-
and this
he
is
kissed.
Gladys.
He just was a kisser. He kissed.
He was a big time kisser. He kissed. Okay, so what we're gonna do is this, Mama, and then we're gonna end the show.
Okay.
This is called the game show host game. The game show host game. It's the game show host game. You ready for it?
I'm ready.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to name the game, and then you're gonna tell me the name of the host. If you can. Or we could shut the
you
cameras off now
Put me
and
on
walk
the
away.
spot. Well, the only ones that I
No,
could-
you're not
Well,
gonna
how
name
about-
anybody right now.
Well, I could tell you.
How about this? Let's start here. And you know what? Just give me what you know, because some of these have multiple hosts, right?
I don't know until you tell me.
God damn it. Just go with it.
All right, all right.
So, how about
awesome.
the $100,000 pyramid? $100,000 pyramid. Name that host.
Never was interested in that show.
This game is going great.
What was the host's name?
Well, I wasn't interested in the $100,000 pyramid.
All right. What's the nickname for Richard?
Richard who? Wait. All right, now come on.
That's what
You're
we're
putting
trying
me
to-
on the spot
Just
here.
generally, what's the nickname? What's the short name for Richard?
Dick. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Clark?
Good job, Cam. All right.
Love that show.
Come on.
Dick Clark.
Dick Clark. Yes.
He was the guy with the
The
big
dick.
I didn't
It
say
was him
that.
and who else? It was Ed McMahon?
No, Dick Clark was
Who was Dick Clark's guy?
American Bandstand. Yeah.
Okay.
That was the one my dad liked because he liked to watch the girls dancing.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so
Well,
who wants
makes
to be a
sense.
millionaire?
I never watched that
Who the-
show. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yeah, who hosted Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Ask me about the six.
Who wants to be a millionaire?
I
He's
don't
the
know.
worst guy.
Hey, who wants to be a millionaire?
I never watched.
I also
that show.
I used to do a show during the middle of the day with Kelly.
And I'm fucking awkward all the time, and people don't like me.
Never gonna get that.
No. I
It
have-
rhymes with Jesus.
What?
What?
First name rhymes with Jesus.
Kind of.
It rhymes. It's Jesus Bilbin.
Oh, I was thinking of someone else.
Okay, Regis Philbin.
Regis Philbin.
Next-
I never watched that
That guy was a
show.
pipsqueak. I was thinking of Howie, dude.
No,
Dude,
Hey, you know
no
what?
one likes
those
Howie.
are not shows that I ever watched, though, Richard.
I just Mama, every fucking day. You that goddamn
No.
TV was on. It
Yes.
was game show after game show.
No, I liked Batch Game. I liked
God, we're gonna-
Password. You're not.
I'm not saying any of those yet.
Oh, and
Family Feud.
that's Richard Dawson.
Yeah. He's
That's
your boy.
someone- yeah, he's my boy.
Okay, how about The Weakest Link? Fuck it.
How about the weakest link? Fuck it. Dude,
How
it
about
was that
20
gal. It was the English teacher from Arcadia.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Ann Robinson.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Okay. 21.
What?
That's a thing?
The game show 21. Okay.
No.
Jeopardy.
That's Alex Trebek, of course.
Ding. This game's going well.
No, it's not.
You got one. You're
No, you
on
got
the
two.
board.
I never watched these that he's talking about.
I you know what?
Colonial Penn.
All right, password. Password is Betty White's husband,
Cool.
Alan Ludden.
Okay, let's
And-
just
and-
keep going because who cares?
Yeah.
Should we just keep going?
Yeah, we should.
Okay, we're
Yeah,
gonna keep.
but you're going to have to mention one that I actually watched.
We just did. Richard Dawson
Yeah, I watched.
from Dawson's Creek. Jeopardy. You got Alex Trebek, correct?
I did.
The Newlywed Game.
Oh God, I loved him. You know, he's doing commercials now for
Depends.
no balance. It's some kind of machine that helps your balance
Oh, same.
when you're really old and you're losing your balance, like me.
Right. New
Newlywed. Oh my God, Debbie.
New Balance shoes.
I can't even remember
Skateboards.
his name, Mom.
It's short for Robert.
Bob Eubanks. Is it?
Yeah.
I got it.
Nice.
See?
See, you got it. I didn't even help you at all.
Bob Newbanks.
Bob Eubanks.
Bob Eubanks.
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 Okay, how about this one? Who do you trust? You heard of this game?
Yeah, but
Very, very,
Bob Eubanks sounds like a lawyer.
how about
very famous. Went on to be probably one of the most famous.
how about Bob Barker?
No, he's coming up.
Oh, okay. Well,
The price is wrong.
the price is wrong.
Johnny Carson.
Yes. What
Do you
about
remember
him?
that show?
Do I remember?
No.
John?
Who do you trust? Do you remember who do you trust?
No, I don't remember
fuck
that
it.
one.
Let's make a deal.
Is that Bob Barker?
No.
Okay.
All right,
wait.
what-
Wheel of Fortune is. Oh God.
Pat.
I love it having Gomer. He's like, oh, you must like.
You're
get
really
that along. Let's
embarrassing
make
me
a deal.
now. God.
All right.
Wheel
next.
of Fortune.
Ask her the ones she watches.
Yeah. Why are you? You're asking me. I never watched those games.
Listen up. I wanted so bad to play this game, and there was no way for me to do it properly because I knew you liked game shows.
Yes.
Old ones,
The ones
Gene
that are in black and
Rayburn.
white.
vintage ones.
Gene Rayburn. I love Match Game. I mean, you're not.
I do believe that's coming up.
Pat Sajak.
Gene Rayburn. He was next. Look
Oh.
right here. Gene Rayburn.
He did the Match Game.
How about The Price is Right? Do you know who the original host of The Price is Right was? This fucking game sucks, my god.
Yeah, it really does. Yes. This didn't work.
You know what? I failed. That was my failure.
Yes, it was your failure because I don't.
Let me have it.
Okay,
Let me have it.
let you have what?
Yeah, keep hitting me with it.
I told you.
Just hit me with it.
Ask her,
Roast him, Mama.
What?
Yeah, Roast Richard.
ask her about her first TV.
My first TV.
No. You know what we're gonna do? What are the things you hate about me the most?
Richard,
Yeah.
there isn't one single thing.
No.
Classic.
Classic girl.
I love
Tell me.
you. I love every single thing about you.
Who's your favorite grandson?
Oh God.
No.
Oh, there's no
It's
because
gonna be Gordon.
Yeah, of course it's gonna be Gordon.
Gordon's everyone's favorite.
no, I can't. There's no way I can't do that,
Who did you get
Richard.
to hold the first 3 days of? Oh.
You know who I'll tell you the
shit.
one. This is true.
You better not be lying.
I'm not lying.
Okay.
Oh my God, he was brought into this world. He weighed 8 pounds 6 ounces. 8 pounds 6 ounces. I'll never forget. And his mother, something went wrong. She gave birth at home. She shouldn't have done that, but she did it. And so she had to be taken to the hospital. And that newborn baby was in my arms, and I was rocking it, and my bottom didn't hurt. It was the most incredible thing to have a newborn baby in my arms, but I had no stitches. And I just rocked him. Oh, it was wonderful.
Wait, did all your babies come out of your butt?
No, but I had stitches.
In your butt?
No.
Damn it.
And it hurt.
Why are these jokes not landing?
Wait a minute.
Mamaw.
It was my Benny.
Favorite grandson.
Oh,
8
man.
pounds, 6 ounces. I'll never forget. And I got to rock him and hold him. And then all of a sudden I realized my baby, something was wrong. I swear to God, all of a sudden I'm holding him and rocking him and I'm so content. And then I realized they just walked her out the door. She's gone. Something was wrong with my girl. Something was terribly wrong.
Wow.
Yes.
You should read.
And there she is.
You should read books on tape.
I do read. No, I don't read them. I listen to them.
Should narrate. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so for people who don't know, okay, if we can talk about anything in this family, you have been
Pretty much.
I maybe on the exterior seem like this gentle little dainty old. This is a fucking
What
savage.
is that dainty
This is a
old?
goddamn savage over
About
here.
that old.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, if anyone gets, so one time we were playing a show, right? And I said,
Uh-oh.
I said, my grandma's a whore. Don't worry.
That's not what you said.
What did I say?
You said my grandma's a slut.
Yeah, I said my grandma's a slut on stage. It was like maybe my second or third like big show we'd ever played.
So this is full disclosure right now for the first time. This is as awkward as it was the first
She
time.
was not there.
Yeah, I know.
Listen, a guy in the background said, "Fuck you." So that was a win.
How could that be a win for me if you called me a slut?
Here's what I'm saying.
About your grandma that way.
Here's what I'm saying. What I'd like to have come across here is that this woman is a savage, and she's got thick skin, and she can hold it. She can fucking hang with anybody. She can talk more. She didn't do a lot of shit talking. She did talk about Fat Pubis or whatever her name was.
Fat pubis and Gertie Guthrie.
At
Yeah.
Dolores.
Gravel fuckface.
That's the tip of the iceberg. One of these days we're gonna get her in here. We might have her a little bit more sauced up, and she's gonna let y'all know who the real fucking savage is, and it's not us. So it's all in fun. And
I know.
and I didn't know. See, when I get backed into a corner, I don't know what to do. I just say my grandma's a slut. Just comes out.
Yeah, because Richard was actually nervous a lot.
Yeah.
He's got that facade, right? Well, I mean, had that facade. Now you're good.
Inside, I'm dying.
Yeah.
That's why I was a drug addict.
Well, but
And on
see,
that note,
but he really riled the crowd up with that one. And I was like,
Yeah.
you gotta.
we're the closest.
Yeah.
And when he did that, I was like,
just like sort
the fuck?
yeah, sort of walked away.
All right.
you know
Let's
what?
roll with that.
I did that to them regularly
Yeah.
because they don't have a mic, so I'm the one talking, and they just have to fucking either walk off stage or just keep playing the show. Luckily, we played good that night.
Well,
Thank you.
And you had a fan.
So,
here's the thing.
All right, Mamaw, you give us the thing, and then we're gonna.
Richard is my child's child.
That's the thing.
Yes, and every child that she ever pushed out has been incredible. So I don't know what, I know you had something bad happen, and it just about broke my heart, but
Can you say one bad thing about me,
no.
please? I just
But
want to. I just
honey-
want to know what it is. Just one thing. Just say one thing you could change about me.
My God, nothing.
You want to say what you would change about me?
Your mom,
Come
you're asking your mother if she...
Yeah. If you could change one thing.
Oh my God, how could she?
Yeah, grandmothers can't, but moms might be able to.
Oh, she would
I-
never.
No,
I
moms
wish
can't.
you hadn't gone through that
Oh, yeah, of course, but
to change anything about you as a person and who you are.
nope,
Okay, well.
no. You know, from the time he was born, he always entertained. I mean, you're an entertainer. That's all I can tell you. He is.
Hello,
I
my
swear.
baby. Hello, my darling.
I'm telling you.
All right, Tom, yeah.
Yeah.
This kid has been an entertainer since I can remember. So, yes, I
Thank
can't.
you for joining us on another episode of the Dick and Boonies podcast. We've had an excellent time here with Black Mammy and
Oh, white Cammy and oh, black Mammy.
so I think you were absolutely fantastic. Thank you for coming today. We appreciate it. I know it's actually not that late.
It's past your bedtime, Mama.
Well, you have to take me home
I will take
because there's a crazy lady upstairs. So you have to.
And listen, if she says dick tonight, she's gonna get fucked.
Well,
Oh, you know what? Should we try to have her do?
I think we should do Drunken Sailor.
Should we try?
oh, what?
Boot it up. Can you boot it up?
Yeah, I can do it.
Oh, what?
Okay. This is not that long of an episode, is it?
5 seconds.
Okay.
Oh, no, we're good.
Okay, so here,
We're all right.
this is something we do. Should I tell her the origin of it?
I think she should just start it off.
Oh, she should just start.
Well, no, we should
gotta
end with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so when the last word that you say, we're not even going to say goodbye. The episode's going to end, just so you know.
All right.
Okay? So we do this thing called Drunken Sailor. It's all you need to know. It's basically, you remember whose line is it anyways?
So, you know when someone starts a storyline and passes it on, that person takes it on and ad-libs it? And
Yeah,
the next
they used to
person-
do that in Girl Scouts.
I forget what it's called. Microphone or something? Or
No, telephone.
Telephone.
Operator.
Whatever.
Okay.
Similar.
Okay, so I'm going to start the story.
All right.
And the character that we are is a drunken sailor. He's crusty. He's 90 years old. He smokes 10 packs of cigarettes a day, and he's out on the ship, and it's dark.
There's
and
some chop.
There's chop in the way. Okay, and I'm gonna start the story. Cam's gonna move, and then you're gonna end the story.
Uh-oh.
Okay. You ready? And you got to do it with a voice.
Yeah, you
Well,
You're gonna have to
That's the
mimic.
whole
You're
thing.
gonna mimic this voice that I'm doing and Cam's doing.
I got to mimic your voice?
Yeah.
Because you got to be the 90-year-old drunken sailor.
Oh.
Okay, you ready?
Male sailor. Yeah.
Yeah. You ready?
Got it. She's got it. You might want to finish your wine.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
Give you some ideas, maybe.
It was another day out on the Pacific Blue. Tide was running by. Skipped to my loo. I caught a beaver in the ocean. Why? I chased that beaver all through the day, down in the swabby deck. I caught my Achilles tendon on the anchor hook again. And then the sun came up and said, hey, it wasn't a beaver you were chasing. It was old gravel Gertie.
I don't know. I don't have any idea what you want.
Thanks for coming,
Thanks,
Mamaw.
thanks, Mamaw. It was good hangs.
We'll see you on the next episode. Peace out.
Or
Thank you. We can't believe you stuck it out. We can't believe you had no doubt.